Hey everyone, I'm known as Cyber Monday, also known as Barry. Hope you're doing well. So I wanted to do this video because I just wanted to give a bit of an introduction about me, my music and my journey and some of the stuff that I'm working on at the moment. So I'm known as a synth pop, synthwave artist from the UK. I've been making music since the age of about 5-6 years old. I started recording demos on a cassette tape from my keyboard in my bedroom, on my synthesizer. I also was taught the electronic organ at a young age. I had private lessons for that. And it's just been something that I've continued with throughout my life. When I was 16, I did my very first album, and the internet hadn't long been launched. And I think there was a website called mp3.com, and it was a bit like a bit like Facebook really. I was able to put some of my music up there, and you'd get responses from people saying that, oh, I like your track, it's really cool. So I remember at the age of 16 making CDs, trying to print them out on my inkjet printer, which had a CD printing capability on it. But it was so old school and it was quite a challenge to do that. But I really enjoyed it. And that then progressed to my second album when I was 18 years old. I decided to change my name. I worked with a producer in Birmingham in the UK back in 2005 where I did a cover. And it just grew from there. I was doing album after album after album. So it's been great. I've had the opportunity to be signed back in 2016 via Pink Dolphin Records. It's a non-exclusive agreement, which is great because I'm still able to release my different music if I want to. I'm not tied into that label. Done tons of albums. I think around 25 albums I've released, all in different kind of formats, and I'll go through the album types in a minute. And also loads of Vault fan club albums as well, which I didn't want to officially release. Now the mindset has really changed as a musician. So back in the day, I wanted nothing more than to be signed. It was my dream to be signed. I wanted to be famous. I wanted to be well known as an artist. And I was really obsessed with electronic 80s music, and that really had stemmed from some of my influences, such as Erasure, Soft Cell, The Human League, Depeche Mode. The list goes on, Eurythmics. Oh my gosh, it just goes on and on. Tears for Fears, so many. And having those influences, saying that they were famous, I wanted to be famous as well. In hindsight, I now know that wasn't meant to be, and I'm actually really relieved that it wasn't, because I've heard of some terrible deals with artists, particularly 360 deals, which is they will own everything that you ever create. They will have commission, they own your songs, the masters of your tracks. You'll never be able to use those for your own purposes. There's so many restrictions on the contract. And having a label that was open and understanding was huge for me. So yeah, Pink Dolphin Music has been amazing for Cyber Monday. So yeah, it's been brilliant. And now I'm of the point that I just want a fan base. I want people that are interested in my music. That's what I've been building on over the last couple of years, as well as new music. And it's great to be an independent artist. I still am signed to Pink Dolphin Music, and they really help me out with releases and things, which is really helpful, because if you are an independent artist yourself, you'll know that you have to do everything yourself. And whilst that can be great, it can create a huge amount of stress. I often say, I've been in the same job now full-time for 10 years in IT. If I didn't have that job and I just focused on my music, it would have been not great, because it's not a reliable source of income. You're not always aware of what's going on. You don't know the best strategy to have. Yes, it's a business in its own right, but I'm not reliant on that business, particularly around financial aspects. So that way I can treat it not just a hobby, because it is a hobby, but it's part of my life, but I'm not reliant on it. So I can enjoy it, I can have fun. I did a gig last year, and I hadn't done a gig in over 7-8 years. So it was huge for me to go gigging again. Last time I think I was gigging in London. Before then, last year I did a small gig in Birmingham, which was a synth pop event. So it was great to be able to be back on stage, and it's just me. So if you go to cybermondaymusic.com, that's pretty much the best way to find out about me. I've got my store on there. I've got a members club on there that some fans are members of. I've got all of my links. Everything's pretty much on there, which is great. And on the welcome page, you'll see you've got a subscribe button here. You've got all the social media links down the left. If I have a look at my members club, that's something that people can participate in if they want to, where that's like a subscription service. Now, for £5 a month, they'll get access to the back catalogue and a members only Facebook group and a coupon. But gold members get everything for £10 a month, plus CDs posted out to you per year, access releases early only to gold members, exclusive downloads including 50 plus albums, and bonus content as well. So that took me a long time to set up, but I'm hugely proud of it because to have this actually on my website is a big deal. I've got the About section, which is really a bit like a bio. I've had a lot of success in terms of where my music's gone to. So it's been a bit odd because it can be a bit hit and miss. So I'll go into my influences such as Erasure, Soft Cell, Human League, Depeche Mode, Duran Duran, more modern artists that are in the synth pop realm such as Gunship, Travis Something, Funk Music, Electro Spectra, and etc. So my music's been played over 500 times over 100 radio stations around the world. I didn't know this till I checked last year. And that's one of the things as a musician, you don't often know where your music's being played. My Small Town Boy remix, an unofficial remix that I did, has had over 142,000 views on YouTube. My TikTok channel has had over 3 million views, 50 plus music collectibles sold, known as music NFTs, because I'm in the Web3 space as well, and it's something that I'm very passionate about. It gives a new avenue for musicians to not have to rely on streaming services, to have an alternative to that and build a community. And I've had a lot of success selling music collectibles currently and in the past. And there's just one example of one track, Japanese Soul, which is an instrumental synthwave version of a track that I created. It's had over 26,000 streams on Spotify. But if you are an artist yourself, you will know that that's not much money at all because you only get 0.003 cents per stream. So you can have hundreds of thousands of streams and that doesn't account to much money. Now I have had some chart success. So I did a remix for Andy Bell from Erasure Band, and it was his solo thing called Torsten, his Torsten project, and that got to number 34 in the official independent artists in the UK and 37 official vinyl album charts. So I've had some good success with things like that. I've also had chart success in Canada, Colombia and Serbia via Apple Music as well. I've done quite a few compilations. I always think as a musician it's great to get out there as much as you can. So they had what's called electro-pop releases by a label called Consume Records that's still going. And I've obviously had compilation releases via my label as well. My music's been Shazammed over 1,700 times. And my music has been used in a lot of TikTok videos with channels up to 3.88 million followers. I actually think that's gone up now. I have a lot of fun with merch because it's something as an artist that I love to offer to fans. So not just a traditional CD, but I do love to release on CD. It's one of my favourite formats. I also release on vinyl, cassette. I've done mini discs in the past. I've done floppy disks in the past, USB and more. And I've done hits albums because of having so much music that I've produced. I do hits albums so that newbies can just focus on what my best music is, which can be really helpful. So if anybody wanted to email me, you can do on cybermondaymusic@gmail.com. Now, in terms of the music that I've created so far, there are different types. And the reason why there's different types is because I've been a musician for so long, a lot of the stuff varies. And I like to package it all. Up together. Now, people tend to stay away from albums apparently nowadays. I love albums because they are packages, you know. That's how I focus my music around these albums. So store albums, because I'm known as Cyber Monday, that's an event per year based on e-commerce, sales, etc. And I'm very passionate about music and I'm passionate about technology. So Cyber Monday as a name really kind of shouted out to me that that's what I should do. So the first kind of album that I produced was called Store Credit. Now that was basically all me, including me singing on it as well. Now I've stuck with that name Store Albums, so there's Store Credit, Store Self, and Store Self Side B. So it's all synth pop, electro pop music, but it's all features my own vocals. I do guest vocals in synthwave music on these albums, and these are produced very popular. So these are known as wave or retro albums. So if you've got wave or retro in the name, that basically means that's synthwave with guest vocals. So there's day wave, there's night wave, there's retro lift, there's retro fall, retro emotions, and retro feelings albums are all available under that type. Now, to get more well known, it really helps to do covers as an independent artist. So I produced Under the Covers albums, and it's not a name that hasn't been used with many other artists, but it was something that I loved to use as a name, so that's what I did. So I've produced Under the Covers 1, Under the Covers 2, 2 side B, 3, 3 side B, and 4 as well, so I need to update this. There's also Portal albums. Now the Portal albums are kind of a bit more electronic. They're known as generative music with my production skills over the top. So with the use of AI, it's huge. You know, the benefits for artists is massive, but I like to diversify that against my other music. Now, some of the tracks I've produced in Portal albums have been incredible. However, I don't fully identify that as myself because I've been using generative tools to help produce that music, and then I've edited everything afterwards as well. So I've called those Portal albums. So there's Portal 1, there's Portal Echoes, and Portal New Romantics. Now, going back to the compilation albums that I talked about, the hits, there's retrospective albums. So there's Retrospective 1, Retrospective 2, and there's Retrospective Covers, which is brand new. Again, I need to update this website. And for fan club members, there are these bonus albums, of which I think there's currently 11 or 12 at the moment. All of the tracks that are unreleased, remixes, bonus tracks, etc., are all compiled on these albums. And they're available via my fan club, whether that's on Bandcamp or via my website. Now, if I have a look at the music section on here, I've done so much music, but I've just focused on the actual hits, to be perfectly honest. So you've got the hits first of all, and then you've got hits 2, retrospective 2 on here. People can buy the music on here if they're interested. Now you have to be quite visual as a musician. So I've done some music videos, not a huge amount, but I've got some here which you can easily check out if you're interested. Now the store really excites me because I launched the store last year. I never imagined in a million years that I would get recognition from my fans and I'd get people wanting to buy from my website, trusting my brand and me, and wanting to buy stuff off there. And it's worked and it's amazing. One of the things that really has helped is offering a free sampler album where people can just pay for shipping and they'll get the CD sent in the post to them for free. And that's something that I've offered on my store via my website, and a lot of people have gone for that because I've signed a copy and it's kind of personal. So yeah, that's a really good offering that I do for them. Now, because I've got so much merch, I've put them into different categories on the left, so it's quite easy to navigate and to filter by price if that's what you want to do. But you can see there's CDs on here, there's vinyl on here as well. You've got like CD bundles that I've done, and more vinyls and more CDs, and then we get to more bundles, so you can see how much albums I've been doing. So you can currently buy all of the synth pop albums that I've done, the synthwave albums, load more and more will load up. You've got digital releases as bundles as well. You've got a USB stick on here. It's just great to be able to have so much merch available to people. I've even got some discontinued CDs down the bottom, look. So some of my cover CDs at the bottom there as well. So I'm super proud of that. It's just brilliant. And it's a really secure site for credit card details, etc. So yeah, it's great to offer that. Now, if you wanted 7 free songs emailed to you and you want to learn a bit more about myself, all you need to do is you need to go to the 7 free songs section on the website at cybermondaymusic.com. What you then need to do is you put in your first name, your last name and your email, and they'll be sent over to you. I will email you 7 songs for free, no obligation. I don't spam people either. I don't like spam. We'll keep your email safe, and it's just a way for me to, let you know more about me and some of my music that you can check out. Now, other ways to check out my music, I do recommend as well Bandcamp. Now, Bandcamp is really a fantastic marketplace for independent musicians, and I've had a lot of success with Bandcamp in the past. So, for example, all of the digital releases that I've done are down here. Whoopsie daisy. There we go. Oh, I haven't said that word since I was a little child. You can see all of my albums are down here. They're the ones that I've gone through with you. The covers, the retros and the waves are all here, look. So loads of albums, but then there's also merch on here as well. So you can see the same merch but via Bandcamp, and there's also a fan club on here as well. So lots of things to kind of look into with Bandcamp. Now, I am on social media. I'm on Spotify. Believe it or not, Spotify is a social media platform. And not all my music is on there. But my main music is on there. My hits albums are on there. It's good to see people listen. I am on Facebook as well. Now, Facebook, what I do is I've got my Cyber Monday music page here. So there's lots of posts to check out. But there's also a members group if you're interested in joining the fan club that's private, and it's more personalised, kind of people interested in my music. I am on X as well, or Twitter. TikTok I'm on. YouTube, as you're watching now, and Instagram. And I've even got a Discord server as well. So there's lots of things to check out with myself. If you've got any questions at all, please let me know. Anything at all. If you want to find out a bit more about me, please check out my music. And if you're listening to my music, you're supporting myself. And any person that buys from my store is hugely appreciated, because it's something that just makes me want to continue making music. Now, I've got some stuff coming out in the near future, new albums. So if you are interested, make sure you subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the website. If you go for the 7 free songs, you're automatically subscribed into the website anyway. And thank you for listening. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye.